Hey guys, how are you doing? I hope that you're doing great. Actually, there is something that I want to talk about today, and it's related to job finding, I would say, or the job seeking process that probably a lot of you are currently going through. Um, I used to have a couple of tips if you want to improve your presentation, and a couple of maybe I would say harsh realities if you want to see it like that. Um, funnily enough, this Sunday I was talking to someone, and they were arguing that a lot of people is talented, but they don't know how to sell themselves, and it made me wonder. Hey, that's pretty accurate. I would say it's pretty accurate because at the end of the day, you could be, I don't know, you could have the knowledge of Linus Torvalds or Andrew Karpathy or whoever, DDH or DHH. I don't know how it is, but basically, if you are not presenting yourself or selling yourself in a certain way, your chances to succeed are lower. It doesn't erase your chance to succeed. You might find someone who knows how to dig your value or knows how valuable you are. However, we overall as human beings are in the game of appearances. And the thing is that if you don't look groomed, if you don't shave your beard, I'm not saying completely erase it. I'm just saying you can just have it trimmed. If you don't have a haircut, if you are out of shape, all of these things are contributing factors for your disqualification. And this is why CVs are sent without pictures. However, normally recruitment agencies, they hire juniors, or they basically hire people who aren't necessarily the best people around, or the most experienced ones in regards of how to select good talent. And if you're starting out and whatnot, there is a lot of biased people. If you want to improve your chances, and this happened in sales because everything is a sale. If you want to increase your chances of being selected, there are a couple of things. First, if you don't speak English, or maybe you're just listening to this in English but you don't speak it, I highly recommend that you put a lot of emphasis in your diction. And I am not the best at all. I still have some words that are challenging to pronounce. However, if you are aware of those situations, you will be able to get more opportunities because you will inspire more trust, basically. The second thing, I believe I already just mentioned it. You need to look good. I'm not saying that you need to wear a suit and a tie. I think that's ridiculous. But put a good shirt, or even a t-shirt. This is a t-shirt, and this is fine. For a tech position, it's totally fine. This is how you're expected to show up at the work. So anyway, but make sure it's clean, no stains, no particular. Make sure you iron it. Make sure that you look presentable. Even just put a little bit of perfume, and you will see the difference. You will feel like a more convincing person. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is you don't have to know it all. It's like if you know everything that they're asking, that's great. That's absolutely fine. However, in the particular interview that you will have with someone, you don't have to just be transparent and be real about what you have done. Because if you talk about things that you haven't done, it will be noticed. So, for example, let's say that I don't know, you haven't worked with C sharp, or maybe like I don't know, like a framework like Flutter and whatnot, and you apply for a Flutter job, it doesn't really make too much sense, to be honest. At least you should have built something end to end with that particular framework to apply. Um, another of the things that it's going to help you be successful is studying, but not studying just like I think everyone knows how to like create an app, a to-do app, a weather app, call an API, maybe create a CRUD. Like all of these things are like they are repetitive and they won't make you stand out. If you really want to stand out, what has helped me is to listen to your, I would say, to your wishes and your preferences and really the things that you want to solve with code. So, for example, one of the things, and I mentioned it in a previous video. So one of the issues I'm currently solving for myself is knowing the average price of the housing and listings here in my country. And I basically just wanted to know the price of like the apartments here in my city. And I was able to create a script that scraped the entire page and it created an average. That's basically it. However, I learned so much because there's a lot about bot detection, browser fingerprinting that I really didn't know. And it's natural to learn those things because you are trying to solve a problem. When you're trying to actually solve something, it's like magic. Like learning becomes natural. It doesn't cost you. It feels great because it feels that you're solving challenges that actually leads to an end. However, there are some topics that are a little bit more complex than that. So for example, one of the next steps that I want to do with this particular project is to implement a prediction model, easy linear regression. That's it. A set of variables, and you put those variables and it's going to give you an average price. Easy. However, there are some things. The last time I took statistics, I was like 19, 20 years old or something like that. And right now I'm 24 and I forgot a lot of those things. So I had to go back and then relearn a little bit of things from statistics, from linear algebra, from calculus in order to create this prediction model, basically. So the next step for me would be to create the states or a way to scrape the states. And for that, you will need multiple instances of multiple browsers, because if you do everything from one browser, from one IP, you might get blocked. So this is an interesting, I would say, more systems design challenge. But as you can see, when you're trying to solve something, it gets progressively or naturally harder. However, whatever you're learning is going to be more impressive rather than saying I made a to-do app or I made like a books app or whatever. So try to find something that you really want to solve. Could be, I don't know, like automatic resume creator, a training app, could be like a simulation of something, could be a video game. However, anything that you really want to do or that you really want to create, you should start learning that and let that guide you through your career. I would say that's probably like the best thing you can do. Because it's going to even be like a better story when you're trying to get a job. You're going to talk about something that you have built and you have like personal stake in. You don't have like a personal stake in a to-do app, or normally you don't. But it's going to be easier to explain what you have done. But this is one part of the battle. Like the second one, I would say, is just making sure that you can sell to whoever is hiring you. So you need to make sure that you have those two particular aspects covered. If you're not eating correctly, if you're not going to the gym, if you have the possibility to eat correctly and go to the gym, you should be doing that. That's going to help you not only to get jobs, but overall in your life. So I think those are this is the rant for today. Let me know what do you think, and talk soon.